Hi, everybody, and welcome to the PHNX Suns postgame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Lindsay Smith here with Saul Bookman, Gerald Bourget, and Espo. And I can't tell you the final score just yet because...
I've got it.
Oh, wait, it did just end.
Hey!
We went live a little bit earlier than normal, but apparently we caught up.
Mm-hmm.
The Suns fall to the Nuggets 126-97. Ouch.
It was a vibe in here today. Let me tell you this.
It's what we expected last night. We delayed it. We delayed it tonight. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Listen, I just, we talked about, there's so much shit on the fucking internet yesterday about how this team was playing so good without DA and CP3. And you should throw Devin Booker in there because they were just as good without him too. But you see what it means when you actually have to face a team that's clicking on all cylinders and what you really have to show for it. And it ain't good. And you need all your dudes. And that's what happened tonight.
The record still is 22-7 without DA since 2021.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the numbers.
What about the record before 2020?
Well, I didn't go back that far.
Well, you should.
No. Okay. It sucks because they sucked before.
Hey, it all counts.
All right.
It all counts.
You want to know? Not
Don't
great,
besmirch
Bob.
my man DA.
Well,
Hold on. You besmirched him so much already this season.
When he deserves it. But man's not even playing tonight.
DA didn't play. Devin didn't play. Chris Paul didn't play. Cam
None of the Suns
Johnson.
played.
Campaign. Landry Shamet. Am I missing anybody in
Damian
there?
Lee. I'm sorry. Just kidding.
Josh Okogie.
This was a tough one for many reasons, but especially because the Suns were absolutely depleted. They were on the second night of it back-to-back, but we'll dive into it a little bit more. Espo, tell us what's in the box.
Nothing!
Oh, no.
What's in the
fucking box? Oh, fancy.
We're mad tonight. Thank you, Brad Pitt. There is nothing in the box because we refuse to recognize that this was an actual game, just like the Suns.
To be fair,
I told you we were on one tonight.
this was a scheduled loss.
Yes.
Even if the Suns were fully healthy, this is a tough set of back-to-backs.
Who told you
Right.
that, Lindsay?
The NBA. They
No,
called me during the game. They said,
NBA.
listen, just tell everybody to not really worry about it. This one was on us. It's our fault. We did this. Yeah.
Our bad. We gave you Golden State and Denver back-to-back, and we couldn't foresee that you'd have nobody on your roster.
Exactly.
And even if you did, that's still a rough back-to-back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's a shitty back-to-back.
100%.
Against literally the best team in the West. Yeah, they fought hard, but their hardest was not good enough.
Did they fight hard?
Yes, they did.
I would
They
say
fought.
so.
They continue to play hard. They do. They just don't have the horses to play the #1 team in the West on the second night of a back-to-back in Denver altitude. Like, it's just not going to happen.
No.
Yeah, it was bad.
And there were a couple bright spots, right? Dario Saric, second night in a row that we've seen a pretty good performance from Dario.
Yeah.
That's a big bright spot in these last two games outside of the win, which was the biggest.
The air's lighter there, so you got a little bit more bounce than usual.
I mean, he's looked
How do
good
you
the last
explain
two
yesterday,
games.
then?
We
Yeah.
didn't have bounce yesterday. He did it all from the ground.
I mean, he always does it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
tonight, right? So lighter air.
Ground
I
and
don't know.
pound.
We're really going to try to find positives from this game tonight.
Yes.
Here's my positive. It ended. We don't have to talk about it after tonight.
Well, we're gonna
Positive.
have a short ass post game show.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you're new to this, Espo, but Lindsay definitely wants to see the positive and everything. So we're gonna have to at some point.
Saben Lee, we got our first look at him
Yeah,
in a real NBA game, not a preseason game.
he looked decent. He had 8 points, 4 assists, 2 of 4 shooting. Like, and for a guy that hasn't been around the team all season to come in and produce, like, good for him.
More
Yeah.
like Saben Lee. That's how excited I am. Saben Lee is the future.
Oh boy.
All right, Bill Walton.
Just
He's phenomenal.
gonna put this disclaimer out there for everyone listening right now. We have all been very mean to each other today. Apparently, when the Suns go from taking down the Golden State Warriors in an epic way to just getting obliterated by the Denver Nuggets, it does something to the people in the offices at PHNX. We have been at each other's throats all night, and I have a feeling it's going to continue on the show.
There's a lot of sarcasm about sarcasm tonight,
A
and I
lot.
don't really understand it.
Mm,
Yeah.
there you go.
I've been up since 6. I got 4.5 hours sleep, and I'm on a collision course for another 4.5 hours. You
Fucking eyes
people.
are like shut right now.
People.
It looks like you're high.
Oh, but weren't
Did you take something?
Weren't you the one in
No,
pregame show
damn.
that said lack of sleep is nothing? It don't need nothing. I went to bed last night at 1 a.m. and woke up
This
at
is true.
5.
Hold on a
I'm
second.
good to go.
Wasn't that you, Espo? Was
I
that
am,
you?
I'm 39 years old,
Oh,
I am
what this
obese.
shit.
and
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
expected to perform at my height at whatever time it is because I don't have a height. I don't have a
Watch that
peak. All right.
Yes, right now.
What?
This
You
is
said
the
whatever
time.
time it
This
is.
is when you're supposed to be performing. Espo, put on a face. Pontes las pilas.
What am I, a monkey? I'm not gonna perform for you. I'm not just gonna juggle or whatever. Lindsay says perform, you perform.
That's right.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Listen, even Daniel understands that we're looking for the positives. He
Mhm.
said positives. Aaron Gordon didn't destroy our entire franchise again.
Mhm.
But Bismack Biyombo dunked on him.
Yeah,
That's a positive.
revenge.
It wasn't quite the same, but
Of
yeah.
course it wasn't.
Oh,
None of it's the
I'm just
same.
saying.
That was the first play of the game versus the last that mattered in their last meeting.
Did they at least get a pick up Landry Shamit's soul? Like,
Oh,
did
come
they
on.
get bring it back home this
God
time?
The
bless.
janitor had it in a plastic bag. Here you go.
We swept it up. We kept it for you, Landry.
It was in a million pieces.
Oh my god.
Mike B said, cool your coals, y'all. Suns are good, I promise. Book is working. Mike B, we are on the same page. I don't want to speak for all three of you, but I'm not. Tonight's loss really didn't bother me that much, to be
No.
honest with you. Like, I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad about it. It is what it is. The second night of a back-to-back when you're literally missing majority of your team. So
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not really upset about this loss. And last night, honestly, winning last night made this even more easier because we actually got a really good win and a good basketball game recently.
You're playing with house money tonight.
Yeah.
It really didn't matter how you came out tonight because you got that win yesterday, broke the streak, showed that even with only 8 guys available, you were going to put the effort out there. And what do you expect? They had 8 guys that had to play all the minutes last night, the same 8 guys tonight, and they're not, outside of Mikal, they're not your top guys in any sense of it. So, look, none of this is surprising to us tonight.
Yeah, and if you're going to take a loss, it might as well be one where a lot of the starters finally didn't play heavy minutes. Somehow Mikal Bridges still played 30 in this game, but
The
Get 'em-
starting lineup combined for 30 minutes tonight. The true starting lineup of the Suns combined for 30 minutes tonight.
That was the one guy.
The one guy.
one guy,
Which,
yeah.
to be honest, is still probably too much.
It still was too much.
It's
but,
too much for my liking for a game like this.
But it's about like 8 to 10 lower than what it normally is. So
Yeah.
I'm good. And they don't play again until Friday. They only have like 3 games in the next week. So maybe get some guys some rest. Hopefully you'll start getting guys back. If you're going to lose, it might as well be on a night where Mikal finally gets to sit a little bit.
Yeah, it's I mean, what else are we gonna say? Listen, Mikal. I thought Mikal wasn't terrible. I thought he played with a lot of effort. I don't even know what his stats really said.
He had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, only shot 3 of 10.
Emma, can we get the lowered expectations again?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Thank you.
Is that the case, or is it just we weren't paying attention to the game?
Listen, there was not going into this game, you hoped that you would get the same outcome as last night because maybe they'd surprise you.
Mm.
But I think the expectation was that was not going to happen. Not on a back-to-back, not against the number 1 team in the West, not because of the mismatches that really Denver possesses countered to what Golden State possesses. And we talked about that in the pregame in terms of matchups. And that's exactly what happened. Jokic was Jokic. He does what he does. And then Bones was fucking incredible in the second quarter. He couldn't miss a shot. And they put this game away midway through the third rather easily. This wasn't a contest at all. And I didn't expect it to be. Listen, these guys, they're not star players. They're not premier players. They're just bench guys that are trying to fill a role and trying to get you from A to B. That's all they're here to do. That's it.
And the Nuggets caught fire, and I think a lot of the Suns turnovers led to that. Like the Suns committed 20, leading to 29 Nuggets points. Nuggets only committed 11, and the Suns only scored 9 points off of that. So that's 29-9 in points off turnovers, and that's what's going to happen when your main ball handlers are only Dwayne Washington, Mikal Bridges, and Saben Lee on a 10-day contract. Like, it's bound to happen.
I actually feel bad for the Nuggets tonight. The Jamal Murray twisting his ankle. I mean,
he shouldn't have been in there either.
No, I wonder why you would leave him in there, but I do feel sorry for them because they've been bit by the injury bug significantly multiple seasons. We're dealing with it for the first time here. I genuinely can say I feel bad for him, especially if he misses any significant time.
Yeah, I don't want him to miss any time.
Yeah,
I'm sure he might probably miss the next couple games or whatever, but like, listen, when we get to the playoffs, I don't want to hear any excuses about anything, right?
No.
Hopefully we get to the playoffs. I feel like we will, but, we'll see.
Play in, baby.
Because all we heard was, if only they had Jamal Murray. If only they had Jamal Murray. Cool, whatever. Well, now we're over here like, okay, well, Devin Booker's out. Chris Paul's out. DA's out. I refuse to say, well, if only we had Devin Booker. Yeah, we have fucking 7 guys missing. That's just what it is. I refuse to say that that's an excuse for anything. We play with the dudes we have. We suck it up if we lose, and we move the fuck on.
I'll say it. It's an excuse in my book.
Hold on. If only we had Landry Shaman. I'll say it.
Real talk, though. Potsy in the chat says, as a Nuggets fan, it was never fair to begin with. I wish Booker and CP3 were there. Agreed. Like, listen, jokes aside about whether it's an excuse or not, it's not as fun as fans of basketball, right? If we were full strength and the Nuggets are full strength, that's a good basketball game that we all get to enjoy watching together. We didn't get that tonight, and that's the bummer.
Well, and that's the thing. Even with the playoffs, do I wish they'd both been at full strength a couple of years ago? Yeah, that's a more fun series. There's, a sweep is boring for both sides, honestly. And but you play who you play. That's just the reality of it. Tonight, the Nuggets kicked the Suns' ass because they played the group that was out there, just like the Suns played the group that was out there during the playoffs. It's part of the game, too.
The last time we saw a healthy Nuggets and Suns squad against each other, it was a thrilling game. It was in Phoenix. Jamal Murray, I believe it was Jamal Murray, hit a buzzer beater or
he hit that clutch shot that was called a travel in the last 2 minutes report. Yeah, it was a close game.
Yeah, and they won, but it was a fantastic game. If you love ball, you would have loved that game. And that's the last time we've seen that, and that was 2 years ago. So hopefully both teams can get healthy, and James Jones will make a move and really shore up this lineup, and we get to see this somewhere down the road where both teams are at full strength, so we can really put this to bed and say who's the better team.
We do have promising breaking news in the chat, though. Anthony
boy.
Totri coming in. Don't worry, guys. James Jones just called. I'm signing a 10-day. I'm good for 10-5 the next game.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, Totri.
10-5 what, though?
You didn't specify what the 10-5 were. But
turnovers and fouls.
If you can handle the ball, we'll happily have you on a 10-day.
We'll take it. Daniel in the chat is asking us to be a little bit more positive about tonight's game. Said, there is a lot to take from this game, not just a give-up game. It's a game to see how players play with more game time and who can be used more or moved on. One thing that I will say is D-Wash, obviously he had a really great game yesterday. The turnovers are still an issue. That's something to be expected with a young guy who's still trying to figure out his way in the NBA. Tonight, not so much a great game for D-Wash, but I hope that throughout this time, however long Chris Paul is out, however long Campaign is out, because we know Campaign's still got like a week and some change left at least, Dwayne Washington can take these minutes and these rough patches and build upon them, learn to fight through them and not let them bring him down like they very well could, because that's tough for a guy like him, right? Like he's taking his lumps right now. He's going through it.
Right.
But if he can manage to figure out how to stay semi-even throughout that, this could be very, very beneficial for him.
And he's doing a lot of learning out there, because it's not just the fact that he's getting consistent minutes over these last couple of games. It's also that he's playing out of position. He doesn't normally play the one spot. We've talked about this. He's not typically a floor general. He's a shoot first guy, and Monty is tasking him with running the team. And that's a difficult thing to do when you haven't done that in your career, especially at this level as a 22-year-old who has not even 2 years in the league under his belt. He had 3 turnovers by halftime, and you could tell it kind of shook his confidence a little bit. He only shot 3 of 14 tonight, so he struggled on that front. So he's got to find other ways to be effective. He did have 5 assists, but this is a growing pain period for a lot of the guys on this roster. Everyone from Mikal to DA, when he comes back, Dwayne, all these guys are being put in very uncomfortable positions outside their comfort zone.
My biggest concern is if he has too many games like this, does it erode Monty's confidence, what little confidence he has in Dwayne Washington Jr. to put him out there?
Possibly.
We know he can explode for 20, 30 points in a game, but we've seen these dry spells, 2 of the last 4 games, you've seen really poor shooting. Monty does not seem like a guy that's willing to let youth, work their way out of slumps, find that consistency. It's about, who do I trust? Does that in the long term hurt him?
I don't understand that, to be honest with you. I just don't understand that approach. Listen, as a coach, and I thought last night, he thought that that they didn't really have much of a chance. And I know he won't never say that, but visually, some of the facial expressions he was giving off last night, I was like,
he was as shocked as we were.
was as shocked as we were. Yeah, for sure. And so tonight, like the chips are absolutely stacked against you. So just let it go. Just let it go. It doesn't matter. Just let it go. Let him play through. I don't care if he turned the ball over 5 times in a row, back to back to back to back to back. Yeah. Like you just got to make sure that, you keep reinforcing the confidence to him. I think that's what D-Wash needs. I don't think he needs the minute he makes a mistake, yank. And listen, I
don't think Monty's done that though.
No, but I do think, when he talks about we needed size last night against the press, and those dudes were turning the ball over, to me, it's just like, how much confidence do you really have in D-Wash to be able to figure this out? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the game is almost slipping out of your hands. And I know he turned the ball over at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but still, that's the guy that can help you in this press. So I don't know. And listen, this is a history of Monty too. Like we can't deny that. He's shown the propensity to stick with the veterans as opposed to go with guys that have not been in the program for a long period of time. And I hope D-Wash doesn't have to suffer because of that. As a coach, you just got to let it go.
Well, the more I think about last night too, we talk about this as being a great opportunity for these guys to get experience in situations that may come up later. Why pull D-Wash last night in a situation where he could get better, where he may be, say Chris Paul gets hurt or Campaign gets hurt when you're in the playoffs and you have to rely on Dwayne Washington Jr., wouldn't you want him to have that experience in that fourth, getting pressed, having these things happen?
He would, but I don't think Monty sees D-Wash the way that we do. And that's not saying that he's right in that, but as far as his thinking process goes, I think D-Wash right now is kind of their last resort. He's a guy that's on a 2-way contract, not on a full contract. So therefore not necessarily someone who's even going to be around next season in his mind. And again, I'm not saying that that's right, but I do think I agreed, like after the second or third turnover that they committed in last night's game, it was like, okay, maybe get him on the floor so someone can at least dribble the ball up. But there were, he had committed 2 fourth quarter turnovers earlier in that game. He had done the same thing the game before in the Cavs game that kind of helped blow up that lead. So I understand the thinking. I don't agree with it, but I do see why he's taking that approach.
Yeah, again, I just think it's about, again, like I can only put myself in a certain situation. I've played for coaches that were like quick to pull. I played for coaches that were more nurturing, for lack of a better word. And the coaches that were firm, but also like, every now and then you just gotta be told like, hey, fucking shoot that shit, like kill this dude. You can bury him right now. Like fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like it instills that kind of confidence for you to feel comfortable out there on the court to play your game. But listen, he's not a heavily experienced guard. I know he played with the Pacers last year, but this is only, this is his first year with the Suns, and it's an adjustment period, especially when you're getting all these minutes all of a sudden. It's a lot to handle. So you got to keep finding ways to give him confidence and push. And I'm not saying Monty doesn't, what I mean? But D-Wash seems like the type of dude who responds very well to somebody shit-talking him about how he should be trashing another dude, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can
You got to
see that.
understand the motivation for each guy. It's different.
Yeah, and he'll get there as long as he's given the opportunity to continue to get better.
And preferably playing at the 2, because I
agree.
When they've not tasked him with trying to manage the team, that's when he's been able to do what he does as a scorer. It's just we're in a really tough stretch right now where they need someone to handle the rock, so he's kind of being miscast in that kind of role.
Does Saben Lee get the start on Friday?
No, I wouldn't go that far, but give him a few practices. We'll see.
That would be wild.
There's already people in the chat talking about like, oh, we need a bench campaign and have Saben Lee run the team. And I'm like, whoa, just time out, please.
Well, we'll see. We'll see on Friday what happens. In the meantime, we do have a couple super chats. First one from Vertigo. Thank you so much for your super chat. Said, Preciosa Lindsay. Thanks for being here with us. We appreciate your support.
Can you translate that, please?
That means
Precious Lindsay.
All right. That's what I thought.
Right?
I'm pretty positive. Yeah. I would be shocked if it was anything else.
Yes.
I told you I'm not entirely fluent, but that one would be a surprise to me. And then we have one from Code. Code, thank you for your super chat. Said 3 more days, baby.
Oh, boy.
So we can be disappointed again?
What's 3 more days?
It's the
January
15th.
15th.
Which
The
is
next
when-
date that nothing happens on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't think I would get my hopes up on that one too much.
I will say this: if they traded DA, our show's gonna blow up.
Oh, yeah.
In a
We're gonna
good
have
way, though.
We have like 1,000 people watching just to hear what the hell we have to say about that.
That's
'cause
going to be a shit show.
Oh,
The chat's
Oh,
going to be
man.
at war.
Prepare
We're going to be at
yourselves
war.
now,
It's
guys.
not going to be good.
Everybody,
Good
bring
thing-
your gear. It's time for battle.
Yeah, that
Good
would be
thing
rough.
absolutely nothing's going to happen.
Mm,
Just like last trade deadline.
And what was it,
and
December
off
15th?
season and December 15th.
Mhm.
Sheesh, so many things. Yeah, that I wouldn't get your hopes up on that one. Maybe on the 15th, what you should do, just game plan ahead of time. If you are really looking forward to January 15th, go get yourself some Four Peaks beer so that when January 15th has come and gone and nothing has happened, you can at least relax yourself with a delightful Four Peaks beer.
Mhm.
It's
Or
the
if
best
it
way
does
to end
happy
your day.
party.
I mean, that too, then you're set either way.
Yeah.
Either way, you are set. And speaking of Four Peaks Beer, they are the presenting partner of our inaugural PHNX Tee Party
Mhm.
this upcoming Friday, January the 13th at Dobson Ranch Golf Course. It's $36 per person, $120 per foursome. We are renting out the driving range, unlimited time on the driving range, unlimited balls, all the things.
It's actually closed off, so you can't buy it online. But you can still buy your tickets as a walk-up if you want to come to the event and purchase your tickets there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can still come hang out with us. You're not out in the cold if you didn't buy your tickets online like you should have, because we've been telling you for like 2 months now. But it's still going to be a blast, and we're going to have a watch party out there. Suns versus Timberwolves this Friday, and we'll be doing all of our shows from there as well. So if you are available, come and hang out with us and enjoy some Four Peaks beer, because they're going to be having samples out there. You guys ready to name our DraftKings King of the Game?
Let's do it.
As ready as I'll ever be, Lindsay.
Gerald's excited about this.
Tonight's
Let's go.
DraftKings
I don't even
King
know who
of
it
the
is.
game is Torrey Craig. Congratulations to Torrey Craig for being our king of the game. 16 points tonight, a perfect 6 of 6 from
Man,
the
what's
field.
this per 36?
5 rebounds. Torrey Craig, there were moments where I felt like Torrey Craig definitely he helped keep the Suns in as much as the Suns were in this game.
It was funny because we had 2 of the DMVR guys over here. They're actually here for Big Drive Energy, and they're big Nuggets fans, obviously. And they remember Torrey Craig from the Nuggets days, and they're like, he was not good as a Nugget. But now he's here with the Suns, and he's thriving with the Suns. And obviously his first stint with the Suns was capped off by that beautiful alley-oop in game 1 of the second round. So to see him have this kind of performance against one of his former team, former team, is great to see. And I think he probably gets up for the Nuggets. Let's be real.
Yeah.
What you can't blame him tonight. That's what you
No.
say, and that's why he's our king.
And it was hilarious because they were talking about how he wasn't good for them offensively, but defensively he was really good. And now at this point in his career, it's almost kind of flip-flopped a little bit. Not that he's a bad defender, but he hasn't been great with the starting unit. But no, he shot perfect tonight. So
And the
Attaboy.
crown placement. This was one of my favorite crown placements.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
was spectacular.
I feel like it's going to be really hard to top last night's
Last
crown.
night
Well,
was
last night-
I'll be
that was
honest
last
with
night
you
was
on that.
legendary. Last
You
night was-
definitely raised the bar with that one.
Yeah.
Tonight was like you went to a nice restaurant. Last night was like 3 Michelin star, baby.
Yeah.
Let's
It
go.
was 5. There were 5 crowns on that bad boy. Emma,
Emma
you are
doesn't know how to handle us complimenting her.
You are the best producer we've ever had on this program.
Speaking of DraftKings, some of us had some luck on the DraftKings Sportsbook app tonight. Some of us did not.
Shade.
Well, that's because yesterday I had to throw shade at myself because I was the one who did not have the luck.
I was looking down at my phone, so I didn't hear what happened until Gerald said shade, and I was like, oh, that must be me.
Yeah.
Espo, you hit your bet tonight. You
Yes, I
picked
did.
the Nuggets exact first field goal, the Nuggets to hit a 2-pointer shot. And that hit, so a plus 135. Good job there. Saul, you went big with your bet, though. You had Mikal Bridges' first field goal at a plus 600.
I don't even know if he touched the ball in the first possession either.
Well, the Nuggets got it
yeah,
first. So
the Nuggets
they-
No, I mean
First
the
scored.
Suns'
Oh.
first possession.
Yeah.
Bismack had the dunk, so
And then I took what I considered a safe bet, Dwayne Washington Jr. over 2.5 turnovers tonight. It was a minus 175, but it did hit.
Mhm.
So-
funny enough, it barely hit, but we didn't know it at the time because we thought for sure it was going to lead to like 9 turnovers that he would have, but that was the only 3 turnovers he had.
Oh, he had
Right,
4.
but it
He had
happened.
one.
Yeah, he had 4.
I know.
And
he had 4.
the 3 happened within like a quarter and a
Yeah,
half, I
right.
think. So it was good that it was at least 3 by the early in the game, because if I would have had to wait for that last one,
Oh, you'd have been
that I would have been
Would've been-
stressed this whole game. It
And
would
we
have
would
been
have been
awful.
stressed by extension.
Exactly.
Yes.
It would have been bad for all of us
Not me.
all around.
I'd have been cheering.
So what does the leaderboard look like now,
It's
Emma?
not good for old daddy.
Again, instant growth.
Not old daddy.
I said old daddy.
Saul
Didn't
is
I?
minus 2850.
Do you want me to call
I
myself
believe-
Papa?
I am
So I believe I'm your dad.
56.71.
Papa?
And Espo is at 87.
I call myself Poppy.
Espo, you are killing it right now.
Poppy.
And I'm
Oh,
very upset
Poppy.
about it.
Poppy book is minus 2850.
I
That's
don't like,
not good.
I don't like any of this.
If you guys are on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, or if you're not, listen up because I got some deals for you. So right now, all new and existing customers can get a no sweat bet each day of the wildcard round this weekend. Just place any NFL bet of your choice. And if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10.
Take
Tampa Now-
against the Cowboys. Take Tampa against the Cowboys.
Be
Really?
hilarious.
Yes.
Really?
If you have not downloaded the DraftKings Sportsbook app, right now is a great time to do that. But make sure you use the code PHNX when you sign up, because right now, using that code, new customers can bet $5 on the NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly. Again, only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
You know what's great on a night like this?
What?
A little sleepy time OGs, because
Yes.
you got the energy going a little bit after watching whatever the hell we just watched and listening to us, and it's tough to go to bed right away.
Mm-hmm.
OG's got you covered. They got the sleep time gummies and that aqua berry flavor. They're good, and I'm excited for their newest flavor that they got going.
What's that flavor?
What you got in your pocket? That flavor is strawberry and cream, and it's their new Happy Balance ratio flavor.
Oh my
It's a
God.
CBD THC balance there, and I'm excited to try this.
That's the RSO, baby.
They're also going to
that
be
shit
at our
kicks
tea
in.
party, and I think
They
they're
are.
bringing non-medicated samples of that, so it'll be our first time to try
Oh
those,
my
and I'm
gosh,
excited.
yes.
I'll
It's
try
on
the
my-
non-medicated, and then I'm going to try the medicated.
Yes.
So you can get those. Make sure to remember that you can find them at your local dispensaries. They're at OGs.com, and you must be 21 or older to partake.
I can't wait until Summer League. I
Right.
just
so I can get lost in a
fuck
circle
yeah.
again.
Oh my God. I might bring some Keith.
I'm trapped.
I mean, that
I might
was
bring some
really
Keith,
funny.
and
I saw.
let's just go fucking ham. Let's go crazy.
I'm sorry. I can't interact with anything named Keith after Mark Keith Morris.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
Oh, you don't have to interact with it.
Oh,
You just got to drink it.
No, I can't.
We have a few more super chats. One from Mike B. Mike B, thank you for your super chat. Said, Phoenix will make a move. LOL. Can't say much, guys. Vibes.
I mean,
So
I
is
hope
this James
so.
Jones burner account?
I hope so.
Mike B, are you James Jones? You have to tell us if you do.
Send us another super
It's
chat
the
if you
law.
are.
Yeah, narc.
I would love for Phoenix to make a move, so I hope Mike B is correct with that one.
Mhm.
I don't know. It depends on the move. I don't want to just throw it into the universe.
I mean,
hope
I guess
the Suns make a move, and then we regret that we threw that out to the
Grayson
basketball
Allen,
gods.
baby.
also true. I guess we learned this lesson. We talked about this. We need to be more specific with our manifestations.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Very true.
All right, and then we got another super chat from Vertigo. Thank you for your super chat. We appreciate you. Said the Warriors got B-slapped. That they did.
That is true.
Like, we should just redo last night's game
We should've
tonight. We should have just done that.
Replayed it.
We
left.
should have.
We have
Last night's game was fun.
played around with the idea of just doing a show after a loss and acting as if it was something completely different to see if you guys would figure it out. Maybe we'll do that someday.
Look, if they're missing 4 or 5 starters again, we might not have many other options.
true.
This is true. We're going to get a lot more creative.
We do have some fun stuff coming up tonight.
We do.
Don't leave yet.
Yeah,
all
don't
right?
leave yet.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of creativity, this was a really neat question that we got in our Discord, which if you want to be a part of the Discord, become a diehard at PHNX.com. Tim from Phoenix in the Discord yesterday asked us, basically, if you had to name an album of the 2022-2023 season, what would the title of that album be?
For the Suns season.
Yeah, for the
Yes.
Suns season. Well, Tim from Phoenix, we took it one step further and we created an entire album
Let's go.
for the season
Mhm.
for you. Each of us did. Who wants to start? Gerald, I feel like you were most excited about
mean,
this.
I feel like we have to close with Gerald because he was so
Oh.
excited.
Oh, that's a
About
lot of
it.
pressure.
That
That's a
I
lot
would-
of pressure.
And I think he deserves it
Oh,
because
okay.
he talked big about it, and I
Oh,
want to
man.
see if he lives
Okay,
up to
let's
it.
do it.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, one of the two of you start. You guys.
You
Okay,
can.
Emma
Go
picks
ahead.
the
Emma
order.
knows all of the albums, so
All
Why am I
right.
starting? Hey.
Fine. We give
Josie,
al-
you're going.
My album is called "Thirsty for Kelly Oubre."
Wow. This is a
Alright.
really great. Okay. Also, if you're
Solid.
listening on audio, you got to come over to the YouTube so you can see the albums that Emma made us.
yes.
We literally have album covers and the back with all the songs on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
so-
dope. And he's got his hazel eyes on the side. Oh, look,
So,
this is
so the
nice.
album is "Thirsty for Kelly Oubre." It's him on the horse.
Mhm.
You had to bring that image back. And my 10 tracks are Brooklyn's Finest,
Okay. As in
KD, because we all started there.
Yep.
Okay.
Book of Love, because Devin Booker came out on fire. Long December, by Counting Crows, because there was not a longer month in the NBA season than what the Suns dealt with in December. Anti-hero, because we're trying to figure out who the problem is, and it very well may be me. You Make Me Feel Like a Whore by Everclear.
Oh, no.
Because I sold out for this team early in the year, and they're making me feel dirty now, all right?
Sold his soul.
The Swing, another Everclear song that's basically about people getting theirs in the end for the bad deeds they did. Think about that. Disgraced future former owner. Fake Empire by The National, because I'm starting to think this may be a fake empire. Down Under. I come from a land down under, because Jock's here.
And because we're under 500 again.
I come to my window. Since this is a house with only one window, you gotta come to my window, and the Black Hole Sun, because it feels like this has gone from brightness to very, very dark.
Okay. All right.
Well done.
That was very well done. There you go. All right,
Oh,
Liz,
I'm up.
let's
Okay,
go.
let me open up my phone here and get this information. So, this feels like a very toxic relationship that we've all probably been in at some point in time in our life. We understand sometimes they create very bad habits, make you feel like you don't even know who you are anymore. So we're starting off because the summer was great. That's where the fling started. Summertime magic. A little Childish Gambino in the mix. Things were great.
Song.
We thought we were in love with Kevin Durant, but we realized we were not in love with Kevin Durant. We realized we just needed to stay together. So a little let's stay together.
Nice.
Al Green here. And then I was trying to put another one in the middle between these two, but I quite literally could not come up with anything to describe November to December outside of In My Feelings by Drake, because I feel like that was the point in time where we all started to just get in our feelings a little bit too much, you know?
That's true.
Unfortunately, we listened to that song on repeat for quite a while, and then it got to the point where I was just hurt. Like 9 Inch Nails hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then it got even worse. So we're talking Volver, Volver by Vicente Fernandez. Those who get it, get it. That's the song where you grab the tequila and you cry a whole lot, okay? Then we started to go through...
I'm still stuck on that song.
Then we started to go through the angry stage. We were like, no, I don't want to be sad about this. I don't want no scrubs. I don't want no scrubs. We're about to move on.
Oh, TLC's crying.
And
right
then you start finding comfort in the ending, right? Right? You start to become okay with what's happening. But then they flip a switch. They come back around and they show you that the good times are not all gone. So we're talking Rich Flex, right? They were doing something for us out there, right? Dang.
I now see why.
Then they got us all in our feelings one more time. And now I'm over here like, I'll wait for you. Like Future said, I will wait for you. And to round it all out, I have realized this is very toxic. Like Britney Spears said, that's our final song of the album.
All right.
Jesus
Well done, Lindsay.
Christ.
Did
Wow.
you like that or was
Yes.
it too much?
I now
No,
see-
that's like spot on.
Now I see why it took you so long.
I put a lot of work into this.
Holy crap.
She took us on a journey.
Wow.
we have been on a journey this season, you guys.
Like Lindsay's and Joe's were the hardest to make because storyboard. They went all so long.
Well, prepare to be
man.
disappointed because not like that. All right. Well, mine
Okay.
is The Farmer's Fuck. The Farmer's Fuck.
What
Here
is
we go.
this album
Volume
cover?
2. Volume 1 was off the hook. Volume
my
2 is
God.
back for more. Let's go.
man.
Can't nobody hold me down. That's how we all felt about the Suns coming into this season. Fuck that Game 7 loss. Here we go. Doesn't matter. Check yourself to all those fans, especially Pelicans fans are all in their fields because of what I supposed to do to them. It doesn't matter. You better check yourself. Watch your tone when you come into our chat. And then nothing but a G thing because guess what? We got the ultimate G in Devin Booker, and that's all that matters. And if you didn't know, that's why we have My Name Is, because he was reminding you I can drop 50 no matter what at any
Love it.
time. Touch It. If you don't know, let's go. That's a banger. Let's just go.
Yeah.
And then Baby Come Back, because once
back.
Devin Booker left, we all wish he would come back. And, here we are. Can't Smile Without You. That's where we're at right now. It's a little sad. It hurts so good. We won last night. It was fucking awesome. And then we got obliterated today. That's just how it is. And then don't matter to me. Listen, the wins, the losses, they come and go. It'll be all right. It's not going to matter. And then at the end of the fucking thing, we got draft day because we take it for Wembanyama. Let's go.
Close with draft day. Oh man, that's pretty great. That's pretty great.
Oh, okay.
That was for Lindsay for saying I'm not creative.
I literally
She's like,
did not
You're
say
not
that.
as
at
creative
all.
as Espo and Gerald.
It was great because it was
What?
more of an indirect dig.
Literally did not say that. at all.
Man, you
my-
lack any creative bone in your body.
Yes, I was in my feelings.
It was like when God created you, he said, nope, I'm going to give it to Gerald and
You
Espo.
guys
Yeah.
are so
Basically,
dramatic.
That's basically how it was interpreted.
So
She was like,
dramatic.
oh man, of the four of us, you guys are so awesome.
Oh, dear
I
God.
was like, wait, what?
Oh man,
Guys, Saul's in his feelings.
Yep.
Say nice things in the
I said
chat.
in my
Say
feelings.
nice
Wow.
things in the chat.
All right, so I've got a lot of pressure to close out here. This is about to be the pop punk masterpiece
Oh,
of the
okay.
evening. This album is called "The Suns in My Eyes" because I had to get a pun in there, and because this is what it's looked like watching the Suns over the last few weeks. We're going to start with In the End by Linkin Park. This is an ode to last season. They tried so hard. They got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. Then we're going to move on to You're So Last Summer by Taking Back Sunday because that felt like the last time we were happy watching this team. Second Sucks by A Day to Remember because second sucks, so do second round exits. And then we're going to move on to Pain by Jimmy Eat World. Injuries setting in early with Cam Johnson. Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. The injuries keep coming. This Party Sucks by The Wonder Years because that's the way it's felt over the last month. I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance as the losing and injuries continue to pile up. I Miss You by Blink-182 because we all miss Devin Booker badly right now. A Feast for Crows by Like Moss to Flames because it feels like the team has just been ravaged by injuries at this point. Wasteland by 10 Years because that's what the injury report is. My Eyes Burn by Matchbook Romance because that's what it's been like watching this team. It's Getting Worse. Soak Me in Bleach by The Amity Affliction.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's literally,
This is
literally the chorus.
This is
Soak Me in
grim.
Bleach. Last Resort by Papa Roach. We signed a 10-day. It was our last resort.
This is my last.
finally-
Saben Lee, this is my last resort.
And finally, we close on a positive note. The Shadow Proves the Sunshine by Switchfoot because hopefully this stretch will ultimately prove that the sun will shine again one day on us.
Just not till next season.
We don't need to go that far.
Gerald, I think you need a hug. Holy,
That was-
You would
that was-
never know it by talking to
That
me,
was
but I
very
listen to
grim.
very aggressive shit.
That was very grim. Yeah.
Gerald, I need you to read Connor's comment, but
What
in
did
the
he say?
voice.
Monty is just the voice inside my yeah.
That was weak.
I'm sorry, I didn't know where it was going. I can't now. That's fantastic. though.
Okay, so we dropped a poll in the chat to vote for who you think had the best album. So while we round things out, I do want you guys to vote on that one. That was fantastic, though. Like, I didn't know what to expect coming into this. And I was very nervous because I was like, this seems like I was stressed.
Mhm.
I'm not
She
going to lie.
was.
She really
She was angry at us.
We
First,
had
first
to
of
mine in
all.
5 minutes.
And then
That's
she
what
was-
did his knocked
I
out.
spent
And she
like
said,
6
like,
hours today thinking about this
guys,
album.
I only have 9
I only have
songs.
7. Oh my God, what am I going to do?
I had 7 songs when I got to the office earlier today, and Gerald's like, "No, we need at least 10." And I was like, "But I've literally racked my whole brain."
I love Hello saying, why y'all got more tracks than the Suns have available players?
Yeah, Emma got mad at me for how many tracks I had.
Oh my god!
Yes.
I had a more lengthy album. It was 14, but it is what it is.
It was a double-sided CD.
Exactly. There you go. Back
So
in the day.
I'm really glad. Eric, thank you for that comment. Eric said that was fun. LOL. I'm glad that you had fun with that because I did too. Hopefully you guys had a good time with that one as well. A few more things for you guys, but first I want to remind you about Game Time. Game Time is fantastic if you are looking to go to any sporting event or concert and you want to save some money, because when you buy last minute, you can save up to 60% on your tickets when you use Game Time. And the best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. It is in the description of every single show that we post, whether that's on YouTube or whatever platform you listen to your podcast on. So make sure you check it out and save some money, because who all wouldn't benefit from a few extra coins in their pockets, but still being able to enjoy some of the cool things in life that we all love, like concerts and sporting events.
Speaking of enjoying cool life, or cool things in life, you can come out to the Tee Party. And when you come out, you should wear some Bad Birdie gear because it's dope as shit. They just dropped 6 new polos, 3 new quarter zips, and 2 new hats.
They have hats?
Their colorful selection. You knew that they had hats. You've been crying about one for like 2 months.
He's
so salty about it. Like, it's phenomenal. It's comfortable. And it also in this, obviously, this weather in Phoenix, it's just awesome because we don't have to wear thick ass gear. We can wear nice lightweighted quarter zips, and it's awesome. So check out Bad Birdie and all our PHNX, well, not all our PHNX peeps. I've been rocking it. We have Shane that's been rocking it. A lot of us have been rocking it. So you can see that over at the Tee Party. Use code PHNX_sports15 for 15% off your next order at badbirdiegolf.com. And come check us out on Friday wearing your Bad Birdie merch.
All right. We just another reminder, if you're in the chat, make sure you vote in the poll. We want to know what you guys thought about our albums.
I think we all know how that's going to play out.
I don't know. I feel like everyone
had a solid album.
Yeah,
like I don't think there was one person who was like the clear
winner or loser.
Yeah, either way. I thought it was a pretty well-rounded exercise for us.
I think we were all winners. So.
Okay, before we get to the poll answers,
do we all get flowers?
We all get flowers.
I'm going to give you all flowers. So
I've been waiting.
Emma has been working her tail off today for this show. We have all the graphics, all of the designs, and right now we are about to do a producer surprise brought to you today by Illegal Pete's. Illegal Pete's is our go-to place for bowls, tacos, salads, burritos, you name it. It is delightful. And if you are trying to watch what you eat this new year, if you're starting a new diet, well, quit pushing it off because Illegal Pete's has exactly what you need. With endless options of fresh ingredients that can fit almost any diet or dietary restriction, it's literally a no-brainer. Eat Pete's just for the hell of it. I actually really enjoyed the corn when we went the other night. I told you guys yesterday I got 2 scoops of it. Highly recommend you get 2 scoops of corn when you go, whether it's on your burrito or your bowl.
2 scoops of corn sounds like another album.
We should make that 2 scoops of corn, an ode to Illegal Pete's. Illegal Pete's is always our go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. So make sure you guys check it out. Now,
burritos, buddies, and beer.
For the producer surprise.
Let's do it. That sound effect will never not make me laugh.
For those of you that are audio only, that was Shane's old graphic with Emma's face slapped on
smacked over the top.
I'm so sorry, Shane. I love you. Okay, so this one's kind of hard to explain. So, if you had the opportunity to just be a complete menace and inconvenience to someone by breaking in their home, what is the first thing that you would do? Now, before you answer, I'll give you an example of what I would do. So if I just wanted to be an inconvenience to someone, I would go in their pantry, take all the labels off their cans, so that way all their canned food is a surprise every time.
I see what you're saying.
So if you could just be a complete inconvenience to someone in their own home without getting in trouble, what would you do?
Oh, I already know what I would do.
Okay. Did she have a mic?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
We
Sorry,
good?
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. You waited for her to finish before you asked her.
I didn't see the mic, so I was like, Emma, can anybody hear you?
That was just silence for a minute and a half. Nobody knows what we're doing.
Sorry.
So I would get like something like a liquid heat or an icy hot, and I put it in everybody's underwear.
That's messed up.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
That's messed up.
I feel that burn, baby.
So I would go.
A complete
and
menace.
I would buy clothes that look like what they have in their closet, but 2 sizes smaller.
That's me too. You guys are evil.
Damn, mine
So basically like my wardrobe in January versus now.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And you guys had those like literally
I know
locked
they had those
and
on
loaded.
deck. I'm like trying to think. I would probably take every TV, every speaker or stereo system and turn the volume all the way up and then turn it back off so that when they turn it back on, it blasts.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a good one.
Gosh, you guys, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I got another one.
Go ahead.
I'd go into all the TVs and change it to the foreign language and then back
that's
out
a
all
good
the
one.
menus
Yes.
because you can't figure
That
it
one
out.
would be really hard.
That's a dick move right there.
Man.
Oh man.
Yeah, if
feel
you
like-
guys have more, keep going.
Okay. Oh, Hello had a good one and said from the 70s show, hide uncooked fish in someone's car overnight.
Oh, that's just
I was
wrong.
thinking about taking everything out of the freezer and
Yeah.
hiding it places, but
Code said swap out their shampoo with Nair. That's a brutal one.
Yee.
I've seen people do that for like April Fool's pranks. I would
That's not April Fool's because you can't bounce back from
like
that.
we would have major problems.
No, Lindsay,
I would go to jail.
Yes,
That's
I'm
what
a million
saying.
percent convinced that you would try to stab me in the throat. I'm sure.
If you put Nair in my shampoo,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I would go to
Oh,
jail.
I would expect it.
Yeah,
to be honest,
100%.
Be sleeping in a
Man,
metal
that's brutal.
chain.
if they have a Brita filter or like one of those Brita jugs, filled it with vodka instead of water.
Okay, can I tell you a story
You
about
just take a
that?
big old swing.
Can I tell you a story similar to that?
Yeah.
It was not a prank. But when I was younger, I used to have a lot of roommates. All of us girls used to live together, and vodka was our drink of choice. But because we would take it places with us so we could pregame before going out, because we're in college, we're poor. We can't buy drinks at the bar in that way. So you got to pregame a little bit. But we put it in a water bottle and we would take the label off, right? So it would just be a clear water bottle like this.
Yep.
Whatever we had leftovers, we would just stick it in the fridge. One morning after a night out, I went to the fridge and I grabbed what I thought was a water bottle and went to chug it straight vodka. Like I was already hungover from vodka the night before. Full on, it wasn't even like a sip. It was a full on chug. Thought I was going to pass away immediately. And so from now on, this was a long time ago, it feels like. Now I don't even drink anymore, but I still, every time I drink from a water bottle, I smell it first. Every single time.
I have two more. One is Shane. Shane literally said what I was about to say. He said he would put his face in every picture in the house.
Oh,
like family
that's a good
pictures and stuff like that. And once you find it, you'll start looking for it. Then you realize it's all over the place. The other one I'm going to steal from The Office, where you make sure every drawer just opens up 2 inches. And that's it. That's it. You're like, what the fuck? You can't open it
That
all
would
the
be
way.
awful.
I got another one. Go on their Netflix or Amazon Prime Video or whatever. Find the most egregious things on the platform. Hit them to screw up their algorithm.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
So they're just getting crap suggested to them for the next 3 months.
Yes.
Why am
that's
I?
a good
Why
one.
is it recommending House of Horrors again? I don't understand this. I don't like Rob Zombie.
Honestly, I feel like just moving around semi-important things too. Not majorly important things, but if you wear contacts, move your contact case into the kitchen instead of the bathroom or wherever you use the things you use every single day.
Do I only get one chance or could I go back repeatedly? Okay, because if I went back repeatedly, I'd start moving things 5 inches each night so that people thought they were literally going crazy.
Like losing
5
their
inches
minds.
is a lot.
Okay,
Probably
an
an
inch.
inch or two.
An inch at a time.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
so they just start to think they're losing their mind.
For sure. Or I'd take if they had I always keep a water bottle on my nightstand, and I have my TV remotes and stuff like that. You just start putting one thing on the dresser, and hey, you're always comfortable, and then all of a sudden you have to get up. It's just such an inconvenience.
The worst.
You have to do it over and over and over again. You're gonna lose your shit. What the fuck? I had all this stuff on my nightstand.
Well, I'd go in and take a pair of underwear and a pair of socks away each time. So every time they're running
Just
shorter
run
and shorter
shorter.
on underwear and socks.
Or you take one away
Just one
of
sock.
the pair.
Yeah.
Dude, where are all my pairs gone?
How about this? If I can get in 2 houses in the neighborhood that look alike and switch everything, just everything.
All the photos.
Locks, photos, everything.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
I love how you guys have so many ideas. Y'all are you've been thinking about this one for a while.
And I do this to all the DNVR people because in the chat they've been saying they're going hard on us over there on
That's-
the Nuggets post game.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
We're
We're having a
They
blast
can
over
take
here.
their victory lap
so.
over beating Torrey Craig and Josh
Woohoo.
Okogie.
All right. Let's round out with the poll results. Emma, can you tell us? I don't have them in front of me.
Lindsay won.
by a lot.
I had to get a mic on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did it in order. So Espo has 22%, Lindsay has 42%,
Oh,
Saul
damn.
has 22%, and Gerald has 14%.
Wow.
There's only 36 votes, 130 people in right now, so.
Okay. Cool.
So
Nice.
I was third or second?
Yeah, I'm
You
confused.
and-
Oh, we're tied for second.
Yeah.
By the way, the missus texted me and said she would change the names of the contacts on all in their phone.
Yeah.
So the numbers would stay the same. She'd flip flop names on contacts.
Oh man.
That could
But
get
that
get
could
dicey.
be, oh my God, that would be way more than just like a minor inconvenience. Like if you ended up calling the wrong person,
Yeah.
that could be a major issue.
Yeah, really bad. Like I'm trying to call wifey and I called Gerald. Like what the fuck?
Don't switch mom with the boo thing because that could end
Oh
very
God,
bad.
please don't.
What about
Lord?
What about just making everybody's number 911? So
You're gonna get arrested.
No. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys, that was a fun show. Unfortunately, not as fun of a game, but we did have a lot of fun here. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you very much. Is there anything else that you guys want to share with the class?
Pre-game show on Friday. We won't have a show tomorrow, but pre-game show on Friday. Live from the PHNX Tee Party. If you have time to come out, please do. You don't have to stay the whole time, but you can come and kick it with us for a couple hours, watch the Suns, swing some clubs, win some prizes. Basically, everybody's going to walk away with a prize. We got so much shit to give away. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a great time. And listen, this is the first of many. So if you miss this one, don't worry. There'll be another one.
by the way, you don't have the best part. You don't have to watch the Suns game. You can be entertained in a lot of ways.
Yeah, for sure.
If it goes sideways,
Take your
like
frustration out on a couple golf
Go
balls.
ahead.
Exactly.
Daddy gives you permission to come out with us.
Oh my God. So we have to retire that immediately. That has to be. That has to stop here.
Aye, Poppy.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you on Friday. Until then, you can follow me on Twitter at LindsaySmithAZ. You can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
We all forgot the one track that needed to be on the album. Everybody Hurts. All right. Ahoy, hoy.
In control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though, Lindsay, Gerald, Espo. Saw past the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand me, I'll always rep the family. Rally in the valley like Dan G, no plan B, always on the job.